Ladies and gentlemen, coming back at you with some more Master League battles. This is going to be from Dunebug, again, friend of the channel, 4-time regional champion winner in Pokemon Play, perennial page 1 leaderboarder. Yeah, this guy's got all the accolades. I believe he also won Sylph Season 2 or 3. Can't remember. Someone in the comments can let me know. I'm sure someone knows that information. But yeah, this is definitely not the second time me recording this video. I definitely did not put my volume setting on the mic to 0 and just have me doing that. All right, so we're just going to get into the games real quick here. And you won't even have to go through the problem that I had the wrong nameplate there for the Primarina. So first time around, I said definitely Primarina with the different moveset here. It's going to be with Waterfall as the fast attack, and then Hydro Cannon is the newest move and improvement to this Mon. It had a community day, I believe, 5 months ago, maybe even longer than that. And it's really good in this league because it's an anti-Rhyperior. Also, if you notice this team here with the movesets on the left side, but just the typing in general, we have an ABB line with 2 Watermon in the back. And that's because Necrozma is really bad against 2 things, specifically Rhyperior and Ho-Oh. So Rhyperior is literally everywhere. Ho-Oh not as much, but it is a hard counter, so we do want to make sure that we do cover it. And since the coverages match perfectly with water, we use water for both. Necrozma, Duskmane, and Palkia O, 2 of the strongest Mon in this league, just on pure stats and moveset. Yveltal is also up there. I believe those are the 3 strongest Mon in this league. Everything else is kind of an anti of something that strong, or just a cut below. Anything else that I missed? I think that's it. So for the most part, Dunebug was definitely using Primarina as the safe swap. There are 2 schools of thoughts on this. Basically, you could go into the safe swap of Palkia because it does have more coverages, and so you could try to flip switch, or you could just go in with your super hard counter to Rhyperior right off the bat. They definitely have to switch, so you definitely get to see what they bring in, and maybe there's some sort of Moonblast or Hydro Cannon shenanigans, but probably you would think not. But still, there could be. But basically, you're just saying, I want to win in the very back with Palkia versus 2 Mon, and that's the way that Dunebug's choosing to run this. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button in the channel. I've said it like 5 times now since I had to re-record this video, so it would do me so much for you to subscribe. Let's get into it. All right, Rhyperior. Obviously, this is very bad for Necrozma. We do switch into the Primarina, and this is one of those matchups where it's like, okay, well, maybe we do have chances with the Hydro Cannon because they just brought in a neutral matchup. But the thing is, Primarina, at the end of the day, is a non-legendary, and we can definitely shield this and hopefully get a shield back. We definitely don't want to go down to... we definitely don't want to stay at 2 shields to 2 shields with them having a Rhyperior. That could end up being really bad for us, especially since it outpaces Palkia to Aqua Tail. So we want to gain some sort of advantage here. But yeah, at the end of the day, Primarina is a non-legendary in a legendary format, so it isn't as strong as everything else. I do like coming in with a Palkia here because we would have been super outpaced on the Rhyperior, so giving ourselves a chance here. Now the Rhyperior is still outpacing. This is definitely going to be a breaking swipe, super effective. But they end up coming in with the Yveltal. We have a lot of HP to play with here. We can definitely go for either the bait or the Spatial Rend. We go on CMP, so more likely than not, they're going to end up shielding because of the CMP tie here. So we go for the shield as well. We have to make sure that we manage our energy here. We do need to have play against the Mon in the back there. We're running out of health here, so we're going to have to switch. Hope to get the farm down here on the Yveltal, but it does resist these Shadow Claws. And unfortunately, he does get the move off here. But it's Oblivion Wing. Very odd because it definitely has Dark Pulse unless it's running Focus Blast. I guess Oblivion Ring Focus Blast, and then hoping that the dark damage coming from the fast attack of Sucker Punch being buffed is all we need. That's interesting. All right, Primarina Necrozma. I believe he goes for a catch here, ends up catching here on the Primarina and gets an extra move off, which is really nice in the interim. Obviously, we resist all the water moves, but Fairy does not resist Fairy, so if they do end up throwing a Moonblast, it will be, it will take us. it'll KO us basically. They end up coming in with a Zacian after they get a lot more energy back onto their Primarina, so they want to definitely regenerate all that energy. Could go for a shield here just to get a shield, and again, this team really seems to like to be in that one shield scenario. Two shields is tough because a lot of fast attack mon are the ones that want to be in that two shield scenario. The timers are weird because of their catch, and they stayed in for a while. We do go for a CMP. They are 1 time reduced because of the wild charge, or 2 times reduced rather, so this Dark Pulse is going to KO. We try to get to the Sunsteel Strike here. We don't, but we probably will live a Hydro Cannon anyways. With actually a pretty decent amount of HP, we can take a few more Waterfalls. Goes for the Dark Pulse because he can go for 2 and 2 will KO, so might even get a shield in the meantime. Makes sense. They end up catching here on Florges. It's triple fairy. I caught myself last time saying that, and now I still forgot about this triple fairy team. Very interesting from the opponent. Florges is actually pretty good, but its main flaw is that it only has fairy type moves, unless you're running some weird moveset like Vine Whip, which is not as good, and Petal Blizzard, which is god awful. So the only reason you'd be running those is because you want coverage. So Palkia is technically double resisting these waterfalls, so as long as they don't get to I just realized I got another thing wrong on the thing over here. It's not Disarming Voice, it's Moonblast. I'm not going to fix that though, because it's already taken me so long to make this video. Alright, because it's the second time doing it. Alright, the Necrozma comes in with they swap into a Necrozma, so they're always going to be 1 turn behind, which means we're always going to get to see what they do with their shield scenarios, and we can just play this matchup all the way out, and then have the Mon in the back to still KO whatever was in the front there. I remember it was weak to water as well, so it's just perfectly fine playing this matchup out. And they actually did throw Ironhead. I did want to make a note that someone on my stream did mention that Necrozma does have Ironhead when it is running Outrage, so that's something to think about here. This could be an Outrage. And Outrage does about 90% to Palkia, so we get hit by it. Alright, well, we're all in on Primarina. We already know we have one good matchup. We see now that we have the second good matchup against Ho-Oh. The only thing is we definitely need to get to the Moonblast against the Palkia O. So going for a big amount of farm here before throwing a move is fantastic for us, because we're going to need to get to that Moonblast. And the reason we're running Moonblast over Disarming Voice is, well, I don't even know if Primarina has Disarming Voice, but this actually gets the Palkia down way low. Things to think about why this just hard counters Palkia, even though we're throwing a double resisted fast attack into it, is that we're also double resisting their fast attack, and we double resist their best move in Spatial Rend, and then we resist the weaker move of Aquatail, even though Aquatail did get buffed 2 seasons ago. This is why you want Primarina also in the Rhyperior matchup. Just shield once, farm all the way down. You're probably going to get that shield back. They end up coming in with the Zacian. Going to get 2 Hydro Cannons off for sure, so one of these is going to be shielded almost assuredly, and going to be able to get shield parity, I hope, or at least get everything down. Again, this team, you want to be shield down. You don't want to be all the shields down. You want to be 1 shield down with this team. They end up throwing a great timing here by the opponent, and this is obviously going to KO us. I think it's a wild charge. They're going to be 2 times defense debuffed here. They do end up switching into Yveltal. This is a pretty even matchup, but it is favored for the Palkia. Keldeo. So I want you guys to remember this Keldeo. It's water and fighting type. Definitely has close combat. That's really all I know about it. It's a mythical Pokemon, so this person must have thrown all of their XL rare candies into it. Or I guess it's called Rare Candy XL. And they end up shielding the first move. They could have thought we were going for Outrage, I guess, because it's the only move that would do damage to this thing, because it does resist Dark Pulse, it does resist Sunsteel Strike, it does resist Ironhead, it also resists Dark Pulse. So I think I said Dark Pulse twice. They end up going into the Ho-Oh here, but we do outpace. Well, we CMP, I believe, but they are going to have to shield, but they can definitely get to a Brave Bird here and then throw another Brave Bird into whatever. So it is going to be tough. We're probably going to come in with Necrozma, I would guess. Well, no. They're 2 times reduced because they had to throw twice, so we probably get the farm down here. No, we don't. But we get the farm down after this. Brave Bird is not enough to KO. Okay, they have Bulu. Sunsteel Strike will one-shot this. They don't really do too much damage to us. The only thing is that Nature's Madness can lower our stats. So we're going to be stuck in this Necrozma for a while, but we're going to get a lot of energy in this matchup. We go for the CMP tie. We obviously win CMP against this. Bulu. Bulu is not the biggest one in this league. And then we get the Dark Pulse off, which is going to be neutral against the Ho. And while Ho has a lot of HP, it is pretty low in general right now. But yeah, and then the Kildale is just going to get farmed down too. And they could go for a close combat, but then we farm down with the Palkia. So I want to pause here. This is the exact same person, by the way. And this is not, I didn't change the order of any of the games. I wanted to show 2 straight sets from Dunebug's perspective here. This is the exact same trainer, and this battle is about 30 minutes apart, but no other battles. Dunebug didn't play any other battles in between these. He literally played this person back to back. And that's what can happen at the highest level, which is interesting in the in a way, because it does mean that our opponent lost last time, so they have the ability to change it up. And you'll see in this game that things did change. One, he knows we don't have Outrage. We threw Dark Pulse twice last time. So now we're going all the way up to the double close combat, and then he's probably not going to shield this because he doesn't care about this.
Thank you for watching the video.
And
if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe
does end up
button.
coming with the Ho-Oh as well.
Any content
now he's going to be faster to this.
He could throw the Brave Bird right away. On the same league for some more tips and tricks to
we go
other
for the
teams.
extra energy here, which is actually
out
really
right
good
there,
for us.
And I'll see you in the
we're
next
going to go for the probably not the full farm down. If they do shield, are we 1 away from the next Hydro? I know they were 1 away there, so they're going to be at 20 energy here. I believe they're going to go for. Can we get the farm down? I think we do. Yeah. And now we have a lot of energy to throw into whatever here. They end up coming in with the Tapu Bulu, and they end up taking another Sunsteel Strike here. It looks like they're going to go probably for another Nature's Madness, probably because a close combat doesn't one-shot this Necrozma. So they want to just get a little bit of damage onto this, even though it is resisting this Nature's Madness. And you can see the game's just totally different now. Our opponent is kind of still on the back foot, but not that much, right? They're still doing a lot of damage, but we have so much HP on our Primarina, and we know that we can still go for a Moonblast against the Bulu as well. And it's going to take 2 close combats to KO this, and we're just going to farm this down. Even if they get, well, that was scary, but we get a Waterfall through, and this isn't going to KO, but they're going to have to get to 2 moves. And I'm not even sure one, well, Nature's Madness probably does KO Palkia from this range. Obviously, Primarina is going to get KO'd, but he has to have 2 moves, basically, and we're going to get the farm down. GG. Totally different game the second time around, but things changed so much. Xerneas. I think in the other video I did mention I streamed yesterday for the first time in a long time here on YouTube, and I was saying that I think Xerneas is actually very good in this cup. And I think someone was telling me at the end of November, or I think it's the end of November, Palkia O is coming back to raids. I know that I don't have any of the origin form Palkia or Dialga, so I will be definitely trying to get an origin form Palkia. Obviously, it's been the best mon in this league for about 3 seasons. I believe it came out in GoFest. I think so. I think 2 or 3 seasons. So, wish I had one. Definitely don't. Gonna go for the Moonblast here. The reason is we're only gonna get to 1 move, so we're gonna go for the one that does the most damage versus the most efficient, which Hydro Cannon is way more efficient. But Moonblast the most damage because we're not gonna get to 2 Hydro Cannons. Plus, we're gonna throw when they basically had 100 energy. Gonna go for the CMP here as well. Gonna get the shield, or it's gonna KO instantly. Okay. Got both shields down. Probably could even go into a double shield here and go for a mass farm down, but they'll probably end up switching, and we'll see whatever their last mon is. It was Xerneas, Palkia O, and then what's going to be in the back? Something anti-steel, right? Rhyperior. Makes a lot of sense. Aquatail one-shots. They technically get to this breaking swipe before we do. It does about 45%, I think. 40, 45. No, it does a little less, actually. It looks like 35, 40. Going to go up to as much energy as possible just so we can throw back-to-back Aquatails onto the Xerneas, or force them to throw energy, and then we'll get to a Dark Pulse before they do. get to a second move. That's GG. All right. Enamorus. One thing I did note the first time around, and that Enamorus is best buddied. And you guys can let me know in the comments if it's a hundo, if it's maxed out. But that's crazy because I believe that Mon just came to raids like pretty recently. So this guy loves to raid, and he got it best buddied, and he got a hundo if it's a hundo. So I want to know that stuff. Probably end up shielding here to get a second shield, have that one shield advantage. Again, this team works so well on the one shield, and if we can even get that second shield away, that'll be fantastic. Probably going to just let this go down, come in with Primarina, farm down, and then probably going to end up shielding a Rock Wrecker just to have a lot of HP and to have a lot of energy here to work with against whatever's in the back. Hydro Cannon going to hit like a truck against everything, and then Moonblast for the things that resist it. Man, I feel like I'm talking like a million miles a second. Y'all can let me know. Enamorus comes back in. We definitely go for the Hydro Cannon. Probably going to end up switching here if he's out of move. Try to catch as well. Goes for a wait of a turn. Oh, beautiful. Dunebug's just so good, right? Waits the turn, catches this move. Grass Knot, resisted. Ends up being a Palkia. The worst thing it can throw into us is... Or the best thing it can throw into us on their perspective is the Aqua Tail, which is going to be neutral, and that's definitely not enough to KO from here. Is this KO? Okay. Just going to farm it all the way down. Nice. 39.19. Yeah, tell me if that's a hundo. All right. Dialga in the front. They actually end up having an Ursaluna here in the back, which is actually good for us, but also bad for us. The Shadow actually is pretty bad for us because it could have Thunder Punch. I believe these usually render Thunder Punch and Ice Punch, but this guy's got Swift. I believe when you have Swift, you do usually go... Well, let's see. Does he have Thunder Punch? I think you usually go Swift High Horsepower. I think so. I think that is the case. I think those are the... You either want to go Double Punch or Swift High Horsepower. Someone can let me know in the comments. We do end up getting this Hydro Cannon off, which is actually pretty nice. Going to do 25%, I believe, to this Dialga. We do go for the safe swap here. We can bait the Sunsteel Strike. I don't know. This is tough. Maybe we wish we didn't hot swap into this. Could have had the switch advantage, but would have been in a weird position for Palkia anyways. Might not have been enough. Palkia's not bad against Dragonite. What am I saying? Dialga. Just because it does have a fast attack that's neutral at least. Goes for the catch, doesn't get it. That's just going to be GG. All right, well, hopefully we recorded this time with volume. I can't remember what I said last time, so I'll just say if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. Again, I'm going to put Dunebug's channel in the description below. Definitely check him out on Twitch. He streams almost every day unless he's at a regional or international, whatever event, Worlds. Again, he's 4-time regional champion, perennial first page leaderboarder on the GBL leaderboards, and I believe he won season 2 or 3 of Sylph, which is the grassroots tournaments before Pokemon Play came around. So obviously very good. Check him out, and I will catch you in the next one.